Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Mikey Bustos bringing you another video. For today's video, I wanted to give you something very special. It's certainly a topic that has become a predominant force in my life and has certainly, completely allowed me to transform my life in such amazing ways. Now, as some of you may know, I have a playlist here on my channel that has basically, motivational videos, and perhaps this one will be, in my opinion, the most important. And the reason for that is I wanted to introduce all of you guys to this wonderful, I guess, gift of knowledge that I came across, and a lot of people all over the world are starting to come across. And that, of course, is the law of attraction. Really, when you come to study the law of attraction and really understand how it works, and I guess internalize it and really start to apply the knowledge and use the law of attraction to your advantage, you can really just transform your entire life. And so the law of attraction really is the basis of all my motivational speaking, and those motivational teachers all over the world, from Tony Robbins to Louise to Abraham Hicks to Rhonda Byrne. So okay, here we go. So this is Law of Attraction 101, as interpreted by me. What is the law of attraction? Well, the law of attraction is simply the name given to this knowledge that allegedly has been really ancient knowledge. It's been used far back in ancient civilizations, the Babylonians, and throughout all of history, for those who knew about the law of attraction. The law of attraction recently became popularized in mainstream pop culture, I guess, by way of a woman named Rhonda Byrne, who published a movie, I guess a documentary movie, and as well later on a book about the law of attraction, and that of course was called The Secret. So I don't know if you guys have heard about The Secret, but it became this really amazing, huge, successful book and movie, and Oprah endorsed it. It pretty much spread throughout the world. It was translated in a whole bunch of different languages, really successful, and it got the law of attraction out there. It kind of gave an intro to the law of attraction on a mass scale, so what exactly is it then? So the law of attraction, or The Secret, the whole basis and premise of it is your thoughts create your life, essentially, and that's essentially the basis of it. Whatever you're thinking creates your life. Now, how does that work? At first it sounds kind of weird, I don't get that. Well, basically, theoretically, our thoughts create vibrations, energy vibrations, which radiate to the extreme corners of the universe, and that brings people, circumstances, things, places, experiences that are related to that into your experience. So, one of the examples they give is the whole thing with money. For those who are in debt, when you keep thinking you're in debt and you keep looking at your debt and you concentrate and keep focusing and complaining about your debt, it attracts more debt. Whereas for those who concentrate and focus on, wealth and, financial success, you attract that. Now, that sounds kind of weird, and there are really lots of elements to the law of attraction, but that really is the basis of it. Now, before I get further into it, I wanted to address all of those who are saying, that's just crazy, that's whack. How does my brain and my mind affect the world around me. That doesn't make sense, you know. It's the world around me, and then I assess it through my mind, and that's how it works. You know, I have no control over random chance events. Well, that's the thing. Those who believe in the law of attraction understand that there is no random, that there is no chance, and that every single little thing, your relationships, your financial status, your work, up to, you know, events that happen to your life, where you live, you've attracted that by way of your thinking, conscious and subconscious. So I wanted to address the people who are kind of skeptical about this. You know, a lot of people think this is a bunch of metaphysical jargon. Well, we can take it into quantum physics right now. For those who are questioning whether the mind can affect matter, watch this video. This video is the well-known double slit experiment, and it basically shows how scientists were able to discover that the very act of observing very tiny pieces of matter being shot through a double slit affects its pattern of distribution, and that's pretty profound. You know, the fact that just observing can affect matter. And then after watching that video, watch this video. This video right here. And that video basically shows how it's the entanglement theory. How, you know, how paired electrons, no matter where in the universe they are, can affect each other. And how essentially, since the Big Bang, we are completely connected through this weird force to everything in the universe. Okay, and when you're done watching this video, watch this video right here. That video is about how an experiment in Japan discovered that the formation of ice crystals was affected by words and ideas, you know, printed and stuck on the containers where the ice was freezing. And, you know, this is something we're making huge leaps in right now, in terms of the mind, you know, and how it affects the world around us and how it affects our life. You know, only now we're starting to discover really the power, the true power of the mind. There's a branch of science called noetics, which is really starting to I guess, experiment on the power of the mind and how much potential the mind really has to affect things. You know, why does prayer work? You know, why is it that people who are emotionally bonded, strongly emotionally bonded, like husband and wife, best friends, twins, mother and child, why they seem to have a psychic connection when, you know, you expose one of them to electric shocks and it affects the other, you know, despite the distance. Just random things like that. So basically the law of attraction now states that everything you're thinking really matters. When you start to understand now that your mind affects your life and your thoughts affect your life, you really start to go, oh my God. You start to want to have to monitor your thoughts. We each have a guidance system. Okay, this goes into something else now. Instead of monitoring your thoughts, like, oh, I shouldn't think that thought, I shouldn't think that thought, is that thought okay to think, is this thought okay to think, we have a guidance system. And, you know, and it basically, our guidance system are our emotions. And if you want to think thoughts that are helpful and beneficial to you, they say to just follow your emotions. If you really analyze a thought, does this thought make me feel good? You know, when I'm looking at this huge bill, you know, and thinking, God, this is going to cost me a lot and I'm really going to pay for this. Does that feel good to you? No. Looking at the bill and going, oh, this was $300 well spent. I will have tons of memories now because of this. All of this money will go to employing these people who served us good food, it'll go towards this restaurant, it'll go towards the advertising of this restaurant, it'll feed all the kids of the employees of this restaurant. And you know, like, see that's a different energy now. Your guidance and emotions are pointing you towards abundance as opposed to lack, you know. So anyways, that is the gist of the law of attraction. There's just so much. You know, I discovered the law of attraction by way of my cousin RJ. He introduced me to The Secret, which is really Law of Attraction 101. It's not really the complete story, but it does present a good backgrounder. So for those of you who want to really study and get into the law of attraction, I'll be creating more videos on how I've been able to use the knowledge of the law of attraction to my advantage later on. But for those of you who want to go ahead and read up more about it, I do have a list here of books that you can definitely look into and read. So basically, if you are still a skeptic on all of this, this doesn't make sense. Believe me, I am completely a science guy. I need to understand the science of things sometimes to really kind of grasp whether I want to believe it or want to consider its possibility. So, you know, I'm in the same boat as you guys. So, for those who are skeptics, be sure to read it's a book called Science and the Akashic Field, An Integral Theory of Everything by Ervin Laszlo. That's ERVIN LASZLO. And then read The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Those books basically break down, I guess, in a kind of like scientific, almost a little bit more objective fashion as to, I guess, the science of the mind affecting things. And then, for those who want to go ahead and start getting and start learning about the law of attraction, you can go ahead and buy The Secret. You can get the DVD, which is like a movie, which is good because you get visuals. But also buy the book, because the book really kind of breaks things down, you know, and it's really good, I find. And then get You Can Heal Your Life by Louise L. Hay. Wonderful lady. She just really just is awesome. You Can Heal Your Life, get that. Then you can get The Law of Attraction, The Basics of the Teachings of Abraham by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Amazing book. Then get The Amazing Power of Deliberate Intent, Living the Art of Allowing, also by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Ask and It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desires, again, Esther and Jerry Hicks. And finally, The Vortex, Where the Law of Attraction Assembles All Cooperative Relationships. That one is really amazing. That book, after reading those 3 books before, really kind of tied everything up, and it finally started to kick in. Some of their concepts and like techniques on how to use the law of attraction to, you know, get things you want. And that, of course, is by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Then you can go on to read a book, famous book by Napoleon Hill, known as Think and Grow Rich, the 21st century edition. I preferred reading the 21st century edition because it gave modern day examples of stories of, you know, specific individuals alive today who were able to use the law of attraction and were able to kind of, I guess, assume certain mental patterns that allowed them to become successful. So that's Think and Grow Rich, the 21st century edition. That's actually a 100-year-old book. And so there you have it. This is Law of Attraction 101. It's, you know, a lot of stuff to really know, but I wanted to introduce the principle to you here. And look forward to our motivational videos coming up, because I'm going to show you how to use a thing called affirmations to help you transform your life for the better. Thank you guys, and do take care. Love ya. Bye.